Revered Vandananandaji Maharaj and Revered Swamiji and friends. Naturally, you would be expecting to hear many personal reminiscences, memories, associations of each one of us with the most revered late President Maharaj, Swami Vireshwaranandaji Maharaj, who has left us in his physical body. But you will please understand that this is not the time or the place to go into a lot of personal reminiscences between individuals and the great Swami. We have gathered here today for a brief while to conclude this 13th day, which is earmarked for paying homage through love and respect to this very great Swamiji, who is the president of the whole order of the Math and Mission, the head of the order, the supreme authority. So, this meeting has a very special significance. And most of you have seen him, have paid your homage, pranams many times, and also I say most of you have received his blessings, his kindness, his grace through initiation, Diksha, and are worshipping him as your Guru. So he is already in the hearts of all of you, as much as he is with us. As Bhuteshananda Maharaj mentioned, as time passes and we grow older, it is the normal rule of human life that we pass on from this world. We call it death, but in the case of great holy men, we call it Maha Samadhi, the final, ultimate Samadhi, from which there is no return into the physical body and the body is left behind. And so we are sad, as we usually are, at the human mortal passage from this world to some other world. So the sadness is there in all hearts, but it is also an occasion to get over this sadness. This is the time, probably this is the day when we have to change our mood of sadness into joy, into worship, into adoration, and the fullness of the heart. That Maharaj, our Guru Maharaj, our President Maharaj, has not left us, has not gone away from us. As much as we are close to him, he will be close to us. If you want, you test it. Find out for yourself how close he is to you by being as close as possible to him. To speak of Maharaj himself, Thakur was spoken of by Swamiji. Sri Ramakrishna was unique, original, and all round. And he said to those who were in front of him, I mean Swamiji, I want every one of you, each one of you, to be like Sri Ramakrishna, unique, original, and all round. And that has been the ideal goal and practice in the order, to see that every brahmachari and Swami, as far as possible, becomes unique, meaning something very special. Not just average and ordinary. Become special. As Swamiji said, ekta daag reke jao. Jokon janmecho, leave a mark behind. Be special, original. That means that you will originate something new, some new trend, show a new aspect of your personality, as Sri Ramakrishna did. And the third thing, all-rounded. That means be ready for any kind of work, anytime, anywhere. Be prepared to do all kinds of work. As they often say in Bengali, Juto Shilai Teke Chundi Path. Some kind of all-roundness. Don't become limited and narrow. So, what Swamiji wanted us to become, by giving the example of Sri Ramakrishna. In the life of Swami Vireshwaranandaji Maharaj, we find this very much fruitfully materialized, demonstrated. He was unique in many ways, he was original in many other ways, and he was all round because he has done every kind of work almost in the order. From beginning in Madras Math as a brahmachari, doing smaller things, up to the president of the order from 1966 to the other days. Then we come to certain other traits we see in him. As an administrator, president need not be a directly involved administrator, but he was also earlier general secretary, assistant secretary, president of some other center, and so on. He has shown exquisite qualities of administration, running, conducting, managing things. In fact, he was at one time manager of the publication of the Advaita Ashrama in Calcutta. His keen understanding is what every one of us has noticed, and I am sure most of you also have felt it and noticed. Because many devotees have told me, how can you talk to me personally, things that I have never told you? How did he know? That he told me exactly 1 or 2 points that I should need to be told. I needed. And when I went to Maharaj, he gave me so easily a solution to some of my problems. I say, Swami Vireshwaranandaji had one of the keenest understanding of human behavior and reaction. So he could do that. And as a guru, you know, he has to have that insight into the depths of human personality, human thinking, human needs of his disciples, and all of us in the order. Then we have a wonderful capacity to guide, to encourage, to inspire, persuade, and even compel others. This is not an easy thing. Most people are not obeyed. And these days, a kind of attitude where, oh, I know better. And so disobedience in a certain veiled form is there almost in everybody, saying, well, it's all right what you say, but I will do in my own way. In the case of Swami Vireshwaranandaji Maharaj, he had a wonderful capacity. As we all say, a guru has a nice surgery, forefinger, very powerful forefinger, and a thumb, a very strong thumb. So this is the way we represent a guru, a teacher, a preceptor, a strong thumb, and on that a very powerful forefinger. Forefinger means the idea of shasana, nirdeshan, digdarshan, but pradarshan, guiding things. Very effective, but always on a thumb which is strength, support, sustenance, and the very foundation of spiritual life. So these two combined was Swami Vireshwaranandaji. A wonderful combination, guidance and strength. Then we come to his physical, his mental, intellectual, even psychological, non-psychological way, something between psychological and spiritual. something supernatural, a way of looking into the human heart and knowing each person's individual needs. Each person. Even a doctor has to take time to go to each patient and struggle with the case to know what does this case need, how shall I prescribe and so on. And after some time only they get to diagnose the case. But a guru has not all that time. The disciples, also we in the order, we go to him as the president and we ask, in great trouble or in urgency, some answer, some direction. As soon as President Maharaj gives the answer, the direction, it becomes a command, an order, and we go out and say, President Maharaj has said this, that is it. And everybody has to accept, and the person who has to act will act. Because he has the full support of the President. So the President Maharaj has to say the right thing at the right time and very soon, very quick. There's not much time. So sometimes he would say, for very serious matters, Devi Bolbo, wait a little. And then he would give the answer. So a wonderful capacity that way also, that he could use his physical, mental, intellectual and psychic and spiritual capacity. I say physical in the sense that of many presidents of the order, people were amazed that he till almost the last few days was able to take a cane and go from temple to temple. He used a car for the parts of the journey, but people were really amazed. They were asking, at 90, how is he able to have a lightsome body, to have such energy, and walk on his own? Only towards the end, somebody had to hold him, and so on. So, physically speaking also, Swami Vireshwaranandaji Maharaj exhibited amazing, remarkable strength and energy. Then we come to his humor, which is a very good thing in all of us. Even every one of you at home, father, mother, children. The sense of humor, meaning good humor. So he always had a lot of humor in his talk, even his teaching, in his conversation. Some of the other Swamis who will talk to you, I hope will be able to throw some light on the beautiful sense of humor. He could create humor, he could enjoy humor, both. And it would relax the atmosphere. Not all that awe-inspiring, fearsome atmosphere around him. He would make it so easy for us. By being near him, he would make a joke or some fun, and the atmosphere would be so easy. And people would feel at home and relaxed. And then what he wanted to convey, put it across. And people would accept it 100% and go away and said, Maharaj was in good mood. Maharaj told me this and that. So, in good mood, he could give so many directions. And he could persuade people or dissuade people as he pleased. So, people who came with lots of opposition were slowly conquered. And people who had nothing to say, he could shape and mold their opinions and make them agree to what he wanted them to do. Amazing, remarkable qualities. And we could go on saying, but it is not necessary at this time. We are only paying our respectful and loving homage to this great memory. And now, I conclude by referring to Holy Mother, his Guru. Mother's life, 2 incidents he would tell us, particularly me, I know, and that he demonstrated in his daily life, as he did many other aspects. I am only mentioning 2, but that is just 2. But there are 100 other aspects of Holy Mother's life and personality that have been very clearly demonstrated in the life of Swami Vireshwaranandaji Maharaj, being her spiritual son and disciple. One, I remember he said, once when someone told Mother, so and so, some gentleman, fairly rich and well-to-do, has given a lot of property and donation to the Ramakrishna Math formation. So this was being talked about in the early days where donations were rare. So when somebody mentioned several times, "Ma, এত টাকা দিয়েছেন, অমুক, এত সম্পত্তি মঠকে দান করে দিয়েছেন," Mother heard, "Oh, very good." Then mother said, at that time Swami Vireshwaranandaji was present. Mother said, "আচ্ছা সব ঠিক আছে, আমাদের টাকা দিয়েছে, সম্পত্তি দিয়েছে, কিন্তু গরিবদের জন্য কি করেছে?" This was a simple question, and Swami Vireshwaranandaji used to tell, "দেখছো, মার লক্ষ্যটা কোথায়? আমি টাকা দিও, কিন্তু জিজ্ঞেস করছেন গরিবদের জন্য কি করে?" That is mother's heart. So he thought it his best to do this work for the garib, for the poor, for the downtrodden, for the people who need really help. And as you all know, this Palli Mangal, this rural work became one of his strong points, one of his great dreams fulfilled towards the last part of his life. He was very, very particular. And here are Swami Atmastananda, Swami Ghanananda, they can tell you how often he would tell them, do something in the villages, do something for Palli, for their Mangal, for the poor, for the downtrodden. It is not enough to be in the cities and buildings and colleges and dispensaries and hospitals. What are we doing for the poor? So this great urge in Swami Vireshwaranandaji towards the work for the poor in the villages, in the tribal and so on. This is a great chapter that he finally brought out of himself what mother has long ago mentioned it in a kind of aphoristic form, and they will be able to tell you more. And the other point with which I want to conclude is মার শেষ দিকের একটি উপদেশ, কেউ পর না, সকলেই আপনার, সকলকে আপনার করে নিতে চেষ্টা করো। Make everybody your very own. Nobody is a stranger, my child. Everybody is your own. Try to do it by yourself. Don't expect others to come to you until and unless you try to make them your own. This was, from the very beginning I met him and saw him, Swami Vireshwaranandaji, very, very strong and explicit attitude to all disciples, all devotees, and all of us sadhus and brahmacharis in the order, trying to make everybody his own, as mother has said. People who have been living in Uttarkashi or far, far away, almost alone, doing tapasya, living on bhiksha, Vireshwaranandaji would never forget them. He would sit here and send some money, write a letter, sometimes very inconspicuous, himself in the background. You tell somebody else, you go and see him. He may be well, he may be ill, see what he wants. Or tell somebody, you go and give him this. You don't have to tell my name, but let him get what he needs. And in the order, anyone who is troubled, upset, perturbed, angry, somehow go to President Maharaj and very tactfully or very beautifully, whatever the way he could do it, he only knew he could make that person his very own. And the person would come out changed, new person. So that wonderful capacity to make people your own, Vireshwarananda Maharaj had in plenty. That was, I would say, one of his greatest successes as President of the Order and even earlier as General Secretary. To him today, let us bow our heads at his feet, and we have not lost him, he has not left us, just as all these great souls as Swami Ganachindra that have gone in the past, and even Swami Vireshwaranandaji, they are with us, we are with them. They never leave us. They guide. একজনকে বলেছিলেন আমি উপর থেকে দেখবো। Recently he told one person, one of our Swamis. That is it. They are there. So don't be sad anymore. And our respectful pranams and homage to Swami Vireshwaranandaji.